Good morning, Misfits. It is TDS Tuesday. I am your host, Zach Bonfilio, aka The Misfit Patriot. Welcome to The Daily Breakdown. Welcome LFA family, Miss Mocha Powered, Eileen Jimenez, Pierre Rao Bumba, Eden on the Edge, Annette Smythe, Great Guy Gary, Funmon, Moose for Trump, Family Low, Amanda Collins, if I didn't already say that, Portland Refugee, Moose for Trump, and Mary I Am. Mary you are. All right. R.I.P. New York City. We're going to have a great guest on. Nice interview. We did pre-record it. It's about 25 minutes long, and I got a lot to get to before we put that on. But it does tie into TDS Tuesday because there's a little bit of I don't want to spoil it, but I want you guys to remember this before we play. Like, remember this when you watch that interview later, okay? So remember, Donald Trump was never, ever found liable or convicted of rape, okay? That did not happen. It says it right here on the United States Southern District of New York official document. Did Miss Carroll prove by preponderance of evidence that Mr. Trump raped Miss Carroll? The jury said no. Okay? Just remember that. All right? It's going to be important later. That did not stop the judge from coming out and making a statement that Trump did rape E. Jean Carroll, which is wild. Right? It's absolutely insane that a judge came out and said the jury did not award Miss Carroll for groping her breast and blah blah blah. Mr. Trump's argument therefore ignores the bulk of evidence at trial, misrepresents blah 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 blah. Right? This is Judge Kaplan. Again, this is very important. This is very important for the interview coming up. Okay, Judge Kaplan, remember that. And Trump never raped E. Jean Carroll. Remember that. Okay, we'll get to that. And we also got, a lot to cover on the New York. Mamdani is just, wow. But I do want to get to some TDS Tuesday stuff at the beginning so that we can squeeze it in. And I love Steven Crowder. I'm a big fan of Steven Crowder. Okay, I don't agree with him on everything, but I'm a fan. The only gripe I have with him is he refuses to acknowledge the woke right term, right? We're going to do Woke Wednesday. I thought about maybe saving this for tomorrow. Maybe I'll replay it tomorrow. But I want you to check out what Steven Crowder will do. He'll acknowledge it. He just won't use the language here. This is from yesterday's show.
I say this because, or I point this out, because you have a good portion of people on the right who have adopted the left's talking points, saying the trans issue, it's a distraction. It doesn't act, it's a non-issue. You shouldn't be worried about it. That's to keep us and them fighting.
We have no research about how being trans or undergoing gender-affirming treatment impacts athletic performance in teens.
The culture war stuff, it's like, I think it's an intentional distraction that they use.
Did trans people storm the Capitol?
According to them, the trans kids that want to play the sports, Lord have mercy, that is the biggest issue that we had. Since when? Since when? Find the little trans child that is ruining your life.
Have you already covered that trans athlete winning this swimming competition? Genuinely just curious about your thoughts on it. My position, first and foremost, is like, I don't care. It straight up does not matter. Absolutely does not matter in the grand scheme of things. Even if trans women were completely dominating certain fields of sport.
It's like, who cares about transgender girls in sports? Honestly, who cares?
0.6% of the American adult population is transgender. That is a tiny community of fellow human beings. Certainly not enough for an alleged takeover of girls' sports.
Just keep in mind that, like, the fixation on trans people in sports was largely of concern to conservatives There are like 5 trans people in sports.
I am the only person here involved with recreational sports where I play with trans people, by the way, because this is a manufactured issue. It's a manufactured issue.
Why are my cities disgusting? I don't want to go there. It smells like weed and halal food. And you're lecturing me about how it's a great moral victory that I kicked the boys off the girls' soccer team? Good, I'm so glad. But let's do the real stuff, like making New York livable.
And how many trans people have been at the mayor's office or work in that administration? What about health secretaries? What about policies?
But they're such a small portion of the population.
Right, they're such a small
They're so
portion
insignificant. Why are they taking up so many spaces in offices?
Right. And why would we be funding, through our tax dollars, dolls for kids in Minnesota? This trans sports issue, by the way, it's many, many hundreds of medals. Many.
Okay, so Steven Crowder will refer to these people as the Marxist right. Now, I have a question. Isn't Marxism, like Marxist, communist, the socialist, the woke left, isn't that woke, right? Because it's identity politics and it's the victim mentality where you want the government to solve all of your problems, which is what I've been saying for years now. I did a debate with Andrew Wilson. And it's so funny because Andrew Wilson is a huge, he's friends with Steven Crowder, and he's, a year later after the debate, I see that he's doing the same thing. And I think I think that there's no way that you could ever get Andrew Wilson to admit that he lost a debate, right? But he did. He lost this debate a year ago with me, right?
But let's move on to the woke right then.
Okay,
so can I get a definition of the woke right?
Yes, it is a group of people that engage in identity politics, a victim mentality, with a hyperfixation on race. And I would say that the closest group that sort of, I think, embodies the entirety of it would be the Groyper movement, right? Where the left has the evil white the evil white capitalist is the source of.
Well, hang
all
on.
of
Can we
my
just stay with the definition first, and
Yes.
I just make sure I
Okay.
get it down correctly? So a group of people who engage.
Anyway, I don't want to waste the whole show playing this, but he basically comes back and he goes, "Well, so the founding fathers were woke, right?" I'm like, okay. And the reason why this is important, the reason why we talk about woke every Wednesday is because it is a destructive movement, right? And what we're seeing in New York is the culmination of the left refusing to address their woke faction. It started with, coexist bumper stickers, right? And then it moved on to, like, what is it? Like all lives matter, right? And then Black Lives Matter. All lives matter. I mean, that's true. But it moved on to BLM, Black Lives Matter, George Floyd, and now it's gone to where AOC is the front runner for 2028 for the Democrat Party. So she's essentially the leader of the Democrat Party, and she's a socialist. And you have Mamdani in New York running the largest city in America, right? Who is taking it a step further. He's going straight from I wouldn't even call it Marxism, Islamo-Marxism, quote, democratic socialism, to straight authoritarian, and it's going to end very, very badly. So the reason why, we'll talk about this more tomorrow, the reason why we address the woke right and we label them the woke right is specifically to make that distinction. It's to make the connection, actually, sorry, not the distinction, the connection to the woke left. You don't want to separate it like Andrew Wilson will say. You don't want to say, oh, we have a different problem. We have the exact same problem, which will yield the exact same result. You just saw the clip that Steven Crowder played. Tucker Carlson sounds exactly like Hassan Piker. Nick Fuentes sounds exactly like Anna Kasparian. Dave Smith. And now it's taking a step further. Tucker Carlson is talking about how the billionaire class doesn't pay as much in taxes. That sounds like Bernie Sanders, right? It's like, it's woke. It's the woke right. So we want to make the connection so that we don't end up with our own Mamdani. Does that make sense? So let's move on to that. Mamdani is giving more details on how his city-run grocery stores will work. He announces that the core basket of everyday groceries will be 30% cheaper. Okay. All right. I think I actually pulled up the wrong one here. Let's go and grab the video. No. Oh, did I go too far? Did I go too far? Here you go. Right here. Okay.
30% cheaper at all 5 of our
That's
city
low. Hold on. Why am I having so many audio issues lately? Jeez. All right, we'll turn up this. 1 sec, guys. Sorry. Screw it. You can hear it. It's short.
This core set of goods will include all fresh produce, meat, and seafood, along with 20 other essential items like cheese, milk, and bread. Here's how it will work. Once a month, our 5 city-run grocery stores will set prices for this core set of goods at 30% below typical retail prices.
Okay.
No exceptions, no gimmicks. The savings will last for the entire month. What we have seen...
Okay, so he's going to make bread, produce, meats, seafoods, essentially all the stuff that you get at the bodega across the street and at the grocery store up the street, 30% cheaper for New Yorkers for a month. And probably he's going to probably keep doing it, but I think the shelves will be empty after a month. And what does that do to the bodega, to the grocery store up the street? All right. Billboard Chris. How communists collapse the food supply in 5 simple steps. City stores subsidize food prices. They undercut private grocers, and private groceries close because they're going to be cheaper at the, quote, government store, so nobody's going to be shopping at the bodega, who's probably already, barely getting by because of New York's rent prices. Okay, so the demand and reselling empty city stores, government forces suppliers, farmers to accept lower prices. The suppliers cut production or quit. Food shortages appear. Rationing and black markets follow. Food supply collapses, as in Soviet Venezuela and other price control failures. This has failed 100% of the time, right? It has never worked. It only took, I want to say it took about 10 years for Venezuela. This is what it's gonna look like. It's just gonna look like empty shelves, because on top of the people that are actually going to be going out and buying the food, 30% cheaper, they're also going to be buying it so that they can resell it, right? I mean, the bodega across the street would actually be smarter if they went in and they just bought in bulk and then brought it right back across the street and sold it for, 10% cheaper. And then when the grocery store runs out of food, then they're going to come across the street. But it's really basically saying, like, we're basically taking all of this system, this capitalist system that works, and we're going to turn it into a system where the taxpayers are funding for essentially like food dealers, right? Like, instead of drug dealers, it's food dealers, right? So I don't think that people understand how well his messaging is resonating with the woke left, right? With the Marxist socialists, the far left, right? If you look on X, and I know that X isn't real life, I know that the internet's not real life, but he's doing a good job at messaging, right? The left is basically saying, oh, he's keeping his promises. Look at everything's getting cheaper. And that's the point. Socialism works in the beginning. It always does. It's designed to. It's designed to give people this, like, oh, I can't finally we have a politician who did what he said. You might disagree with him, but at least he did what he said. All right? It's like, okay, what happens when he runs out of money? Because he will. All right? You're already going to be in a position where you can't leave. He's going to try to subsidize housing so that private landlords can't compete. He's going to try to subsidize groceries and food supply so private companies, food suppliers can't compete, farmers can't compete. And he's going to try to tax the rich, right? Out of the city. They leave. He takes their money that he already stole, uses it to hand out to the lower income class, and it's Venezuela, it's Soviet Union, it's China, it's everywhere. It's everywhere that's ever tried this. The difference between those situations and this one is the United States of America is 50 United States, right? But separate states. So people can leave. All right, they can leave and they can still stay in America. They can escape, right? They can get out. So I think that's the saving grace of this situation. But it's still it's not good for people who live in New York who have roots there. You are screwed. I don't think you understand how screwed you are. But maybe a year and a half, right? You'll see. It's like it's not going to be right away. You're going to think everything's fine for probably another year and a half. And boy, when you figure it out, it's because what did they say about socialism? You don't feel the weight of socialism until its boots already on your neck. Yeah. Another thing about this, this smug sociopath, right? He's there's been over 300 families and thousands of people have signed petition to keep him away from the 9/11 memorial. Right, we went over this on yesterday's show. He welcomed these like 1993 World Trade Center terrorist collaborators, unindicted co-conspirators, to the Gracie Mansion, to his home. Smiles with them on camera. He said he give my love to the Holy Land Five, who were these group of Hamas collaborators who funneled $12 million shortly after 9/11 to Hamas. He's not welcomed by people who really never forgot, right? He's not welcome. He should not be there, right? It's like Nick Fuentes going to a TPUSA event, right? You should not be there. But he says he's going to be attending anyway. Right, despite the survivors and victims' families saying they don't want him there. This is from Kosher Cockney. He's trolling them, in my opinion, and it's disgusting. I don't think he's trolling them. No, I think that he's dead serious. I think that he wants to punish them more. I think he likes the fact that they don't want him there, and that will motivate him more to show up. He wants to re-victimize them, in my opinion. I don't think he's trolling at all.
People who are survivors of 9/11 are calling on you not to go to 9/11 memorial services. I wonder
okay,
how
that's low too, so we got to do something about this volume. Give me one sec, guys. I don't know why the volume on this browser is not working, but we can fix it. There we go. That should work.
Feel about the fact that they're trying to keep you away.
I will proudly honor the families, the survivors, the first responders forever impacted by that horrific terror attack by standing alongside them at this year's 9/11 commemoration, reaffirming that we will never forget the solemn day felt by all of us who call this city home and frankly by all of us who call this country home.
You're going to stand by the 9/11 victim. You stood by a co-conspirator of a previous terror attack on the same building. This is my plan. This is my solution to this problem. All right. You have until September. These families should file restraining orders against him. I'm not joking. It sounds funny, but I'm actually not joking. Right? It would be hilarious, obviously, but also they should do it. File restraining orders against Mamdani so that he cannot be in the same area as you, and then boom, he can't show up, right? I know you might not get one approved, but if there's 300 people who are signing a petition, the victims' families, I mean, I like your odds if all 300 of you went and hit the courthouse and said, I'm in fear for my life of this guy, something, right? He's traumatizing me. He's re-victimizing me. Can I have a protective order? And then if he shows up, just be like, hey, officer, go get your boy. I mean, tell me if you guys agree with that. I think that would be actually like brilliant. You're correct. He's a wolf in sheep's clothing. Correct. Somebody in the chat. He's doing the Nick Fuentes thing, right? So for those of you that don't remember, Coleman Hughes had this great sort of, like breakdown of how Nick Fuentes works. And I think that this is also a strategy that a lot of people use, like the both sides thing, right? But he calls it two personas, right? So the two personas thing, it's a tactic that a lot of politicians use, right? Where they come out and they say, oh well, yeah, well, anti-Semitism is wrong, but then they engage in anti-Semitic behavior. So they basically are trying to capture both audiences. And Mamdani's come out and he said, we're going to root out anti-Semitism in New York City. Like, okay, are you resigning? Because that's probably the best way to do it. Like, you are the problem. You are the anti-Semitism. Anybody who tries to dress up their Jew hate as anti-Zionism is lying to you. Okay? It's Jew hate. Anti-Zionism, I'm against Israel, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. We get it. It is the worst kept secret in the world that anti-Israel people, anti-Zionists, are just against the Israeli government. The Israeli government's 120 people. It's a country the size of New Jersey. It is irrational to hate it. It is irrational to be so much of an activist against the Jewish state in the Middle East. It makes no sense, and regular people know that. So when you start pushing your anti-Zionism, most regular, normal people, they go, I think you just hate Jews. Yeah, seems like you just hate Jews. Especially if somebody like Mamdani, who's pro-Islam and is anti-Zionist. It's like, oh yeah, no, definitely. So he was invited by the chairman of the United States Holocaust Memorial Council to tour the Holocaust Museum and truly understand what a genocide actually looks like. Jeff Miller issued the invitation on X, and telling the mayor directly that words matter, especially from elected leaders. No response from Mamdani. He's gone quiet. But he still says he's going to root out anti-Semitism. I mean, how are you going to root it out if you don't understand it? You should go. You should go to the Holocaust Museum. I think we went in the 5th grade on a field trip because I lived in Boston. We went to New York. We saw the. I think we went to the Holocaust Museum. I know we did a bunch of the big sites. I'm pretty sure we went there. But yeah, I think that we really need to kind of understand what's going to happen, because it's going to happen, right? New York is going to, over the next couple of years, maybe a few years, it's going to be unrecognizable, and he's going to do it. I don't like it, but I'm just telling you what's going to happen. And I said this before he got elected. I said, maybe this is a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing, because New York does not ever course correct, right? Not since Giuliani. And it will take a bottom out. It will take a hitting rock bottom, maybe, for them to snap out of it. So we'll see. But they're heading there. They're going for bottom. It's The writing's on the wall. I think this is just hilarious, so I added it in here. Yeah, we'll get to that in a sec, and then we'll jump right into our interview. Interview's coming up in about maybe 5 minutes. A-list. I'm sorry, this is super funny. A-list New Yorkers named on Mamdani's potential pied-à-terre tax list, including supporters like Cynthia Nixon and Anna Wintour. Cynthia Nixon's that Sex and the City chick who is just so pro Mamdani. She's like, what was the Zoran, the with the t-shirts? Oh my god. So he basically, Mamdani doxed a bunch of rich people, right? Is what he did, right? He literally went and he published a list of people's addresses. So documents posted on the Department of Finance's webpage identified hundreds of thousands of entities who could find themselves in the crosshairs of Zoran Mamdani's backed tax on luxury second homes. It's so funny, man. Let's see here. Yep, there's Cynthia Nixon, devoted Mamdani supporter. Taylor Swift's Tribeca residence also made the cut. Director Darren Aronofsky. This is so funny. Addresses listed under author and new age guru Deepak Chopra. He doxed a bunch of his supporters. It's so funny because like these people, they probably woke up thinking like, hey, wait a minute. Don't shoot. I'm on your side. It's like they probably really did all wake up and just went, did he just? Because that's the thing about these socialists, these useful idiots that these authoritarians fool into co-signing onto their like cause. They think that they in the back of their mind, they know that what they're saying is wrong. They know they're the bad guy. In the back of their mind, they have to, right? Because it's denial. When you're in denial, you subconsciously still know that you're denying something that you shouldn't be. But this happens over and over again. It's the famous poem, right? First they came for the socialists, right? They're the ones who are just going to be like shocked that they're actually part of it. It's like, oh yeah, let's go and tax the rich. Oh, not me. Oh yeah. Let's make them pay more. Let's make them pay their fair share. Oh no, not me. I thought we were just going to take money from Elon Musk and Donald Trump and conservatives. I didn't realize that you were going to put my name on a list. Yeah. It's great, isn't it? The good news, like I said, is he is on another level. I saw all of this coming, and I thought maybe 2 years in. It's been 6 months. It's been 6 months, guys. He is going hard. And the harder he goes, the faster he falls. So I do not like it, but I think in the end, this is actually going to work out in our favor, and it's going to lead to another Giuliani type that they're going to usher in, and New York will rebuild off the ashes. But as of right now, it's RIP. 1625 to 2026. The New York as you know it is gone. Sad. All right, real quick, I want to get to this, right? This is a clip I showed you guys this yesterday. I was on Sid and Friends. Michael Flynn. Michael Flynn's going after Sid, and he's also just going after American exceptionalism, in my opinion. Right? He's like, oh, we would it would be very challenging to go out an all-out war. Nobody called for an all-out war. But my question is, why does Michael Flynn think so little of our military capabilities, right? But here's a clip, 2 minutes from
General
Sid,
Michael Flynn,
in Friends
who went to prison, and there's all kinds of rumors, okay, about him being a Russian operative.
Mm-hmm.
He attacked me for my Fox News appearance on Saturday. It was really two things to attack, Iran and Mamdani. But him, and I mentioned these names just moments ago, Alex Jones, another psycho and Glenn Greenwald, another loser, and Joe Kent, another loser. All these guys attacked me because I said that eventually the only way you win in this conflict against Iran is to completely wipe out the IRGC, complete annihilation. I still feel that way. I can't stand it every time Trump stops, which he's done again. He's done it again. And I said that on television on Saturday, and I have a feeling that Trump doesn't like it. But Michael Flynn actually sends Trump on Twitter a tweet on Saturday, Misfit, where he says, I know you like this guy,
some of you might not know.
but he's dangerous. Please don't listen to him. As if President Trump takes his policy advice from me. What a moron. But on a bigger note, what are your thoughts on all these guys attacking me on what I said about the Iran war?
Well, I think it's really rich of Flynn to be accusing anybody of, working on behalf of any foreign interest, right? Because he's an actual foreign agent. This isn't like, I'm not just saying that hyperbolically. He's registered on FARA for working with the Republic of Spurska. And that's Dodik, who is one of Putin's most vocal allies. Michael Flynn is getting paid $100,000 a month to work as a foreign agent on behalf of a Putin ally, yet it's dangerous for you to come out and say, hey, the same strategy we used to end World War II, which is complete annihilation for total surrender, is hey, who's one of our greatest allies right now? Japan. You know why? We bombed them. All right, so real quick, running out of time. I got to get this interview up. It's 25 minutes, so just in case you didn't think that I was, that was rumor? No, it's not. Here's the actual documents. Michael Flynn is a foreign agent for Spurska. He gets paid $100,000 a month to act on behalf of Spurska, which is run by Milorad Dodik. He is a Putin ally, and he is the president of the Alliance of Independent Social Democrats. Doesn't that sound familiar? Does it sound a lot like Democratic Socialists? It is, because it's all communism. So, woke right, name them, shame them, get them out of here. All right, here comes the interview with Michael, I say his last name wrong, Castarello, I believe. I might have butchered that. This is a really good interview. Check it out, and don't forget those screenshots I showed you earlier. Here we go. All right, Michael, how are you, sir? So I was recommended for you to come on the show as a guest because we have a mutual, and they're trying to get the word out. You were, correct me if I'm wrong, targeted by the Biden administration. And there was an IPO that you were either working for or you started, and it all just went sideways, and you were eventually, I guess, pardoned by Trump. So can you break that down and explain your story for my guests? Give me everything you want. The floor is yours, sir.
So we owned a fund called Straight Path Venture Partners. It was based in pre-IPO shares of companies like Palantir, Airbnb, and so on. Under President Trump's first term, with Jay Clayton, the head of the SEC, they relaxed the rules and they wanted more of the regular mom and pop investor to invest in these companies. Jay Clayton, multiple quotes and articles. We want the mom and pop investor to have more access to the pre-IPO. So that helped my business obviously explode because they're not endorsing me, but they're not endorsing the industry, but they're saying that the regular mom and pop investor should have access to it. Mm-hmm. So we did well. Palantir went public. Airbnb went public. We showed our customers 2 to 3x returns on every investment that we had. And in 2020 to 21, when the election was stolen, all of a sudden, Zach, by the end of 21, they're basically putting a noose around our neck, telling us the SEC wants us to pay a fine. Mm-hmm. So me and my partners look at each other like, guys, it's a change of administration. You know they want that little taste. And yeah, that's exactly what I said. And a taste of negotiating their whatever taste they wanted turned into a full-blown highway robbery of our company by the SEC, strategized by Judge Lewis Kaplan, who was against President Trump on the E. Jean Carroll rape case.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't rape her, but he
Judge
could
Kaplan.
have. He didn't rape her, but he could have raped her. So that's why he had to pay.
Was Judge Kaplan the one that said in like a media piece, like, yeah, Trump raped her? Is that the same judge? Because there was a judge. So in the Trump, there was no Trump rape case, by the way. There was a civil lawsuit against Donald Trump and he was found liable for forcible touching. In that same case, that civil case, the jury actually said Trump did not rape her. And then the judge in the case came out and said to the media, no, Trump raped her. That judge should be disbarred. I don't remember if it was Kaplan or not.
It is Kaplan.
That was Kaplan. So yeah, so if that's the judge we're talking about, say no more. I'm on your side, even though I don't really know the details, because I know loose details that this seems like it could be argued that there was a little bit of judicial overreach, but continue and finish your.
We're gonna get that's like the tip of the iceberg. We're not even getting into. I'm gonna get into all that in a second. Now, so then our company, they said we were about $14 million short of a $400 million fund, approximately. Now, that's first of all, we still can't find the shortage. Number one, number two, Zach, there's still the SEC, it's supposed to, in their corrective action, it's anything 5% or less in error in the company. They're supposed to give you like a 90, 180-day period to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
They never issued corrective action. They just automatically, they said, oh no, we think you're short 14.6 million. We're gonna take your company from you. And that's it. So then they appoint a bankruptcy a receiver.
Mm-hmm.
We get our shot at 3. Obviously, those 3 get shut down.
Mm-hmm.
The government gets a shot at 3. The government gets shut down. And Judge Kaplan picks his, like I say, it's his friend.
Yeah, let me show something on the screen here, just so everybody understands this. Right, this is the same judge. Judge says E. Jean Carroll allegation Trump raped her is substantially true. Okay, that is Judge Lewis A. Kaplan. This guy should be disbarred. He should be be able to be sued by Donald Trump because this statement is a lie. There is an actual. I've posted this before. I'm not going to try to go dig it up right now to save time, but it's a screenshot of the jury's verdict on rape, and it says, "Did Donald Trump rape Miss Carroll? No." So when the jury comes out and says no, and then the judge after the fact comes out and says yes, this guy should be disbarred. So I just wanted to confirm that it's the exact same judge that's working your case. So that judge has at least a loose interpretation of what is justice. Go ahead.
Well, I think he's late 70s or 80s, and he's still alive, and he was appointed by Bill, so he's still alive. So he must be paying them well, right?
You never know. You never know, man. Yeah. We've had a problem with activist judges, predominantly on the left. You see the judge that just let out. Helped, aided, and abetted an illegal immigrant by moving them out of the back door of her chambers, and now she's paying what, a $5,000 fine and some community service. It's crazy, man. And this is why I wanted to drop this on TDS Tuesday, right? Because there's a lot of there's a lot of Trump derangement syndrome that has led to dual systems of justice, one for Trump supporters, one for others. I see a lot of people on the right that take this valid criticism of the judicial system and judicial bias, and then they apply it to people like Shiloh Hendricks or Chud the Builder. That's stupid. That's retarded. But it does exist. It exists more in situations like yours than it does in some race war type of thing.
Yeah.
So continue, and I'm sorry to interrupt you. That just drove me crazy because it clicked. I go, Judge Kaplan. Yeah, go ahead.
So he's the blueprint of stealing my company.
Okay.
So then almost a year later, we find out that the SEC and the Southern District of New York are chatting back and forth. And as Discover, we asked for the communications, right? Because our lawyers have to be prepared. They actually said, if you ask for the communications, we're going to charge you criminally for asking for them.
It's like Gavin Newsom. If you look into fraud in California, we'll arrest you.
Right. So our lawyers asked again, and we got indicted criminally. Fresh off a trial, November 5th, where it was Judge Jesse Furman who blocked one of the first deportations by the Trump administration. And he did the same thing, by the way, that you were just talking about, that Kaplan did. It was an 11-day trial, and Zach, we won every day. I've never seen 6 lawyers walk out of a room smiling the way our lawyers left. Millions of dollars the government wasted taxpayer money on experts and this and that. They're all leaving with their tail between their legs. We've destroyed them all. The SEC examiner is saying that Straight Path Venture Partners was an exempt reporting advisor, not an investment advisor. So he basically said on the record that we're only here because the government took voluntary information and built a case against them. Right?
Yeah.
So then, after the trial ends, the jury instructions, Judge Furman goes, listen, just charge them as investment advisors.
Mm-hmm.
What are they going to do? They're going to go in the back, they're going to eat lunch, and they're going to come out and deliberate, right? That's basically what they did.
Yeah.
I mean, he basically told them what to do. And we filed an appeal. Obviously, I have my pardon application on file. The pardon's still there waiting, hopefully. God willing, an audience of one watches this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just have to fight because they want to take everything I've made. They want to take my home. They want to put my wife and kids on the street.
Is this still going on?
Yeah. My surrender date, September 10th.
So you're going to jail?
Yeah.
For how long?
11 years, an extra year for doing media and not showing remorse.
Yeah. So if you don't show remorse. So I noticed on your page, on your X page, it says, oh, sorry, here it is. Trump, pardon me, please. So that hasn't happened?
No.
Oh. So yeah, maybe, I mean, hopefully, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I haven't looked into the case in depth, right? So as far as I know, you could be guilty, but I don't know that, right? And I don't know that. And I don't think that based on just because you just said Judge Kaplan. So I may be biased. But it seems to me like from what I'm understanding in my research before this interview, you went by the rules of the first Trump administration. Then the Biden administration came in and said, we're changing the rules. And you said, screw. And went to court in a district, the Southern District of New York, which is very anti-Trump. And you fought it and lost. And now you're facing 11 years in jail. I would say that there's more than a high likelihood that you're telling the truth, because we've seen this happen over and over again. Trump has actually had to pardon several people for white-collar crimes because of weaponized justice, because the two-tiered system of justice has gone after people for these things. And it's hilarious to me that Letitia James is also in, like, with her real estate thing, and there's other people, I think even Alvin Bragg had something. It's the same people in the Southern District of New York who are going after people for white collar crimes that they are allegedly guilty of.
They're the ones doing it.
Exactly. It's
like everybody blamed Trump for the Russia hoax when it was Hillary and Barack doing it all day long.
Exactly. And I find that this just keeps on happening. These people hate Trump and Trump supporters because he exposes them for what they are by not doing what they're doing. So then what they have to do is they have to try to prove that he's doing what they're doing by trying to weaponize the justice system against people who aren't really doing it. I mean, I don't know if you did anything wrong. I don't. But if they were able to do the same thing they did to Trump, where it's maybe you might have done something that you weren't even aware was a crime, or that you were maybe not realizing because they can, I think that they say like what the average person commits like 5 felonies a day, right? Where it's like
3 felonies a day, I believe is the book.
Yeah, 3 felonies a day. But if you go by the Marxist way of justice, where it's like show me the man, I'll find you the crime, you can find one, right? They could probably find one on me. I bet you they could if somebody aimed the justice system at me. I'm sure they could find it. So I'm inclined to believe you. That you didn't know you were doing anything wrong, but they were able to maybe find something that you did wrong, and when you refused to apologize and plea out and become a talking point for them, they're now throwing the book at you. That's what I would guess based on what you're telling me.
So anything that we have, if the government deemed, the Securities Exchange Commission deemed that they thought we were doing wrong, their bylaws state they were supposed to issue corrective action.
Yeah.
And give us 3 months, 6 months to fix it. Whatever they thought we were doing wrong, they didn't. They didn't because we were under their jurisdiction, but at the same time, everything that we gave them was voluntary. And being that our business was so clean, we gave them everything. If they asked for 3 things, we gave them all 10 because my partner, Fran, she's 62. She's been in financial services almost 40 years. She knows. She's the most ultra compliant person, right? So now things that like Breen, that we brought up the pardon and so on, just as of on July 10th, the pardon office, and I guess my lawyer told me it's protocol, but they sent they wrote an opinion. They wrote a letter to the judge on my pardon application. I guess it's protocol to give it to the judge and the prosecution for comments. They usually don't comment. This judge said he wants to make it part of the public docket. So the Office of the Pardon Attorney said, no, we are not giving, one of the quotes on the letter is, we're reviewing this case because we believe it has some merit to review it. And also, we don't believe that the application should be part of the public docket because it's Mr. Castellero sent some information, his wife's name, his kids' names, his parents' names, and all the bunch of people that wrote letters in my behalf and my support.
Oh, so they would be doxing them.
Right. So then the Southern District of New York deputy, not my prosecuting attorney, because she's as dumb as they come. She's a demon she's a demon. I mean, there's no other way to put it.
I use that word all the time, so go ahead.
Right.
There's a better word I'd like, but I don't say it on the air because we got some people's kids maybe watching in the background.
So the deputy of the criminal division at the Southern District of New York took the side of the pardon office. On July 14th, they wrote a massive response as well. We don't believe in releasing his application becoming part of the public docket at all. The judge responds that he's given it till July 24th to see if anybody in the media, being that it's the people's choice, they're the ones that have to respond in regards to my pardon application being part of the public docket.
Okay. Has there been any communication that's confirmed between Trump about this? Like, does Trump know about this?
I don't know if he knows about it. I think if he did find out about it, I think he wouldn't think twice because it's two judges in a building that came after him with the mighty force that they're coming after me.
Well, we'll see if we can get it to him. I don't know Trump personally, but I know people that know Trump. I know people in the administration follow me, so we'll hope that they see this, and I'll try to tag them or send it to them. This is from the New York Times. He pursued a pardon in Trump's justice system. It added to his problems. I think this is what you were just referring to.
I wasn't a big fan of this write-up. I don't think it was good. I don't think
it's from the New York Times. It's not going to be good.
Yeah.
But don't worry. That's why I waited. I waited until you explained your side first. And I'm not even really going to read it. But I just brought it up because I think you were saying something about the pardon thing that was sort of adding to your problems.
Right. Peter Tickton, who went to the Naval Academy with the president.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing I think that made me easier to do it, because Peter Tickton, they called him ahead of time.
That's this guy right here, yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, man, I really hope that this works out for you. When did you say that you have to submit for surrender?
Surrender date is September 10th.
Of this year?
This year, yeah.
And you're looking at 11 years. Is that, like, do you have a good behavior option? Do you have to serve all 11? What's it looking like?
I haven't even told us that yet.
Really?
Because we filed an appeal because we pled not guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Judge Furman, coached the jury to make us be guilty. We filed for bond on appeal now. The prosecution has released that they believe we shouldn't have bond on appeal, but they haven't quoted any case law. They just basically put their feelings on 5 pages. And we quoted about 50 cases of case law of situation that has happened, and how other people have been wrongfully charged and other companies similar to ours were charged. And now we're just waiting for Furman to get back to us. We're also waiting on what unhinged comedy is going to come back against my pardon application. Mind you, my partner Brian Fran also have pardon applications in, but he's making a big deal out of mine. He hasn't said 2 words out of their applications.
So, yeah, are you the only? Is there anyone else that's charged that's going for this?
My partner Brian Martin got 10 years. My partner Fran Linnea, she's 62. She got 8.
Wow.
He basically said that we've shown no remorse. We ran a massive fraud, not a fund. And the only thing that I could tell you from my conversations with the New York Times writer versus what he wrote or what the editors fixed was that he was at sentencing. And that's what made him realize, like Judge Furman, he went a little TDS, right? He said it's TDS Tuesday. Judge Furman's face went red. Red as red could be. I don't care about your politics. I don't care about your politics.
Sure you do.
Tomato red all over the face. And now he's defying the office of the pardon attorney. So maybe that helps, right? The crazier he goes on this pardon application, and every time the Southern District of New York is trying to put me away for 11 years, they're the ones who are siding with the office of the pardon attorney, and he's all of a sudden trying to redo things. I think it's a bigger picture than it goes to the president. They're trying to scare people from applying for pardons and people who support people to write opinions for them. This is a bigger picture than just my application.
No, I understand completely. And, you said something earlier. A lot of people don't realize judges' instructions are so important in any case, right? And the way a judge instructs a jury kind of determines how the jury will rule, right? So if this judge, who, again, just to reiterate, he came out and said Donald Trump raped a woman after a jury said Donald Trump never raped a woman, right? So if he was trying to give them instructions where he wanted that and then it didn't happen, it seems to me like it would be reasonable to assume that he did that because he didn't get the verdict he wanted. He went to the media and gave a secondary verdict, his opinion, right? Which is powerful, which is what everybody uses. Same thing with you, right? If this judge, I'm not saying he did, but if he gave the jury instructions and then wanted to get the outcome he got, and then the outcome he got, which is you guilty, then he's not going to want to do a pardon. He's not going to want to make anything easier. He's going to try to keep that verdict. He isn't going to want to be overturned. And bullshit on the whole, I don't care about your politics. Of course he does. Of course he does. He has a pattern. So look, man, I really hope that this works out. Go ahead and anything you want to tell people on how they can support you, what they can do, anything that we can do to make this at least get this out there, because like I said, I didn't read up too much on this, but just hearing this 22-minute conversation, I'm like, oh wow, I didn't realize that you're already sentenced, you're already going to jail, and you have until September for us to try to give you a hand. So go ahead and let everybody know what they can do.
Just prayers and
just pray.
And let me get my voice out there, because.
Well, I think what we can do is, guys, if you want to share this video out, then this might help, right? Or clip it, maybe get it up, tag Donald Trump, tag anybody in the administration. I actually went to look up your X page right before we started. When I typed in your username, it didn't pop up. When I typed in your full name, it didn't pop up, right? So I'm not joking, guys. Look, I went here. I went Mike C0921, right? And look, you go to people, it's not here. So I don't know if you're shadow banned. I don't know why. But if you guys want to go look up Michael, go type in his username, Mike C0921, then go to latest, and you'll see him here with replies. But for some reason, he's not even popping up on X. So I wanted to make sure you guys knew that before you went and tried to do anything. You're going to have to literally go find him in the replies. If you type in his full name too, same thing. It's so weird. Michael, oh, if I can spell, Castillero. It's just, I've never seen this. Look, no results for Michael Castillero. Well, now it's popping up because we started following each other. But before, this wasn't even here. So if you guys have problems finding him, I just wanted to give you the heads up on how to do that. Michael, you know what? Say no more. We will definitely pray for you. And I wish you the best of luck, and keep in touch with me if there are any updates that I can give to people. Hopefully this makes it all the way up to Big Daddy Donnie, and he just signs a pardon, because it seems like this is a pattern. It seems like this has happened with more than just you. And when that happens, I don't believe in coincidences. So I'm inclined to believe you. You wanted to make people some money. You wanted to have the capitalist mindset. Donald Trump incentivized you to do it. Biden tried to punish you for it. So, I mean, you're just caught in the crossfire of this political war. That sucks.
Yeah.
All right. Well, appreciate you coming on. I'll keep in touch with you for sure, sir.
Thank you, Zach.
All right.
God bless you. Thank you for your time.
No, of course. Have a good one. Alrighty, guys, that was Michael, and please share this one out, tag Donald Trump, see if we can help out. I mean, like I said in that interview, I mean, I haven't looked at his case, but I'm only asking for Trump to look at the case, and if Trump sees what a lot of other people, what he's seen in a lot of other weaponized government cases, Michael might have a shot, and his partners might have a shot of being saved from being punished for making money. That's what I'm seeing on it. But anyway, it is 9 o'clock, so I believe Sean Farish is up next. I think it might be pre-recorded. I'm not sure, because he said he was filling in for Dan. Quick shout-outs: Kit Kat Mar, Eileen Jimenez, P. Year Out, Entlobe, Mikey C. That's Mike right there. What's up, Mike? P. Year Out, 12GG, Miss Mocha Powered, Great Guy Gary. I will see you all tomorrow for Woke Wednesday. Peace.